Welcome to your deep dive. We're here to help you cut through the noise, get thinking sharper, starting right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever meet someone who just seems to, gather wisdom, accumulate insight?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's usually not some big secret formula. Often it just boils down to consistent daily habits.
That's right. We've looked into the science, the routines of really successful people.
And we've kind of distilled it down, 10 key practices that, genuinely seem to boost intelligence over time.
And these are backed up. Practical stuff.
Our goal today, give you things you can actually use. No nonsense, things you can weave into your day, immediately.
Exactly. And what's really key here is that this kind of growth, intellectual growth, it isn't usually about giant leaps,
Right.
It's much more the compounding effect.
Yeah.
Small, deliberate actions.
Like investing.
Sort of. Tiny investments in your cognitive abilities, but they yield big returns later on.
Okay.
We've synthesized a lot of info, and these 10 habits, they just can popping up as, fundamental for that sustained growth.
All right, let's jump in then. Habit number 1. It might seem obvious, but it's absolutely foundational: reading. Every single day. And look, we're not talking about just scrolling through social media feeds here.
Definitely not. The real benefit comes from engaging with more substantial stuff.
Yeah, nonfiction, biographies, psychology, science. Even really well-written fiction that stretches how you see the world, other people.
That's it. It's about active engagement with ideas.
Active engagement, I like that.
Reading different genres, it just exposes you to so many different perspectives, different ways of thinking. It's like cross-training for your brain.
Cross-training for the brain, okay.
You're not just passive, You're working to understand concepts, follow arguments, make connections.
And it doesn't have to be hours and hours.
Not at all. Even say 20 pages a day. That can make a huge difference over the long haul.
It's that compound interest idea again, but for your brain. Small deposits, big growth. It's kind of wild when you think about people like Warren Buffett reading, 5 or 6 hours a day?
Yeah, reportedly. And Bill Gates, around 50 books a year, a book a week, roughly.
Clearly, there's something powerful there, a strong link.
Absolutely. And they probably see it, that continuous learning through reading. It's essential for staying informed, adapting.
Making good decisions in a complex world.
Exactly. It's a constant stream of new info, new ways to understand it.
Okay, habit number 2. This kind of flips the coin. Instead of just taking info in, it's about actively seeking it out, and that's by asking questions.
Yes. Curiosity in action.
Kids are masters at this, aren't they? The endless why phase.
They are. But somewhere along the line, as adults, we seem to lose that a bit. We stop asking.
Why do you think that is?
Well, that's a crucial point, isn't it?
Yeah.
What shifts? Maybe it's worrying about looking uninformed.
Could be. Or just getting comfortable.
You may be settling into accepting things as they are. But the sources we looked at, they suggest intelligent people are actually comfortable not knowing.
Right, they admit it.
And they're proactive about finding out, asking why and how. It forces you to think analytically, break things down, explore different angles.
It's such a simple shift, but wow, powerful. Instead of hitting a wall with, just pivot to, okay, let me find out.
Yes, turns a dead end into a path, a discovery path.
It's about cultivating that mindset, isn't it? Inquiry, wanting to understand more.
Constantly.
Okay, moving to habit number 3, daily reflection. Now, this one might feel a bit less, active than reading or asking questions, but it's presented as vital, really vital for cementing what you learn and making better decisions.
Yeah, it's about consciously setting aside time for thought.
Like journaling or just a quiet walk.
Exactly. Journaling, a walk, even just some quiet contemplation, whatever works for you.
And how does that help? Exactly.
Well, what's really insightful is how reflection acts like a bridge between just having an experience and truly understanding it.
Okay, explain that a bit.
You can go through a ton of stuff, right? But if you don't pause to process it, to analyze what happened, what you learned, how it fits with your goals, the learning can stay pretty shallow. Reflection actually strengthens the neural connections. It makes the learning stick.
So it's about actively connecting the dots. What you did, what you learned, where you're going.
Precisely.
The sources suggest a really practical tip. Each evening, just ask yourself, what's one thing I learned today? How did I grow?
Simple prompt.
Seems simple, but I can see how that would add up, that cumulative effect.
Totally. It pushes a growth mindset, makes you more self-aware about your own development.
Okay, habit 4 brings in other people, our social environment, basically surrounding yourself with smart people.
the influence of your circle.
Now, this isn't about being snobby or only hanging out with, certified geniuses.
Right, it's not about that.
It's more recognizing how much the people we spend the most time with impact our own thinking, our growth.
There's that famous quote, isn't there? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah, that one really makes you think.
It really does. Because those social circles, they can seriously shape our perspectives, our habits, even what we aim for.
So if you're around curious people who value learning,
it naturally lifts your own thinking. Conversations get more stimulating. You get exposed to new ideas, different ways to tackle problems, just by being there.
It's like their intellectual energy rubs off on you, becomes contagious.
Yeah, in a good way.
And the sources say these interactions, even casual chats, can become unexpected learning moments.
Makes perfect sense. If you're regularly talking with people who know different things or just think critically, you're constantly expanding your own knowledge base, challenging your own assumptions.
You step outside your own bubble.
Exactly. Which is crucial for intellectual flexibility, being able to see things from different sides.
All right, habit number 5. This one's fascinating, and maybe not the first thing you'd think of to get smarter. Teaching others what you learn.
Right. It seems counterintuitive almost. Shouldn't the focus be on your learning?
That's what I thought.
But here's the insight. The act of teaching. It forces you to grapple with the material on a much, much deeper level.
How so?
Well, think about it. To explain something clearly to someone else, you first need to really get it solidly.
Okay.
Your brain has to organize the information, figure out the core ideas, find simple ways to say complex things.
Ah, I see. That process itself locks it in for you.
Precisely. And it often shines a light on gaps in your own understanding. Things you thought you knew, but maybe didn't quite.
So, trying to break it down for someone else actually solidifies it for you. That is a powerful feedback loop.
It really is.
And you can do this in lots of ways, right? Helping a friend, writing about it.
Yeah, explaining a concept, writing a blog post, maybe even making a short video or presentation. Anything that forces you to structure and simplify.
Einstein apparently said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
That sums it up perfectly. It's the ultimate test of comprehension.
Okay, habit 6 takes a bit of a detour. Away from purely mental stuff and into the physical. Staying physically active.
Moving your body.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, what does going for a jog have to do with being smarter?
And it's a fair question. But the link is surprisingly direct between physical activity and cognitive function.
Really?
Yeah, exercise isn't just for your body, it's huge for your brain. It boosts blood flow up there, brings more oxygen, more nutrients, all crucial for optimal function.
Okay, that makes sense.
Plus, it's shown to improve memory. And it triggers the release of something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor.
BDNF, what's that?
Think of it like fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps them grow, survive, make connections.
Wow, fertilizer for the brain. So exercise directly impacts our ability to learn and think.
Absolutely. It's not just about feeling good physically.
Yeah.
And you don't need to run a marathon.
Yeah.
Even a brisk walk can clear your head, boost creativity.
It makes you think of those stories about Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg having walking meetings.
Exactly. There seems to be a real connection. Physical movement might actually help you think more clearly, solve problems better.
Interesting. Okay, habit 7 tackles something a lot of us find, well, uncomfortable. Embracing failure.
Oh, the F word.
Right, but instead of seeing it as just bad, the sources frame it as a really valuable chance for intelligent growth.
This is such a key mindset shift. Failure isn't the enemy of success. Often it's a necessary part of learning.
How so?
Intelligent people, they don't run from mistakes. They analyze them carefully.
Dig in.
Yeah. What went wrong? Why? What can I learn? They extract the lessons, adjust their approach based on that feedback, and then they keep going.
So growth isn't just a straight line up.
Rarely. It's usually bumpy, full of setbacks. But those setbacks provide crucial information.
It's about reframing those moments, not defeats, but data points, helping you fine-tune things.
Exactly. Think of Thomas Edison and the light bulb. How many tries?
Thousands, right?
And he reportedly didn't see them as failures, just steps, ways that didn't work, teaching him how to get closer to the way that did.
That's resilience. Viewing challenges as learning opportunities.
That's the core of it, learning and improving through the process.
Okay, habit number 8 tackles the modern world head-on. Limiting mindless consumption.
Oh, yeah. The endless scroll.
It's so easy, isn't it, to just get sucked into passive content intake. notifications, feeds.
And this is critical for intellectual growth because our attention, it's finite. It's a valuable resource.
Where we put it matters.
Hugely. People focused on growth are deliberate about what they consume. They actively choose learning-focused stuff.
Like deep dive podcasts.
Exactly. Or documentaries, TED Talks, well-researched articles, educational YouTube channels.
Instead of just letting the algorithm feed you whatever.
Sorry, they avoid getting lost in that stream of often, well, shallow content.
It really makes you think about that phrase, garbage in, garbage out, applied to your mind.
What you consistently feed your brain directly shapes how it works, what it can do.
So being mindful, selective, it's essential for staying sharp.
You have to be an active curator of your mental diet. Choose what shapes your thinking. Don't just passively absorb.
Habit number 9. Something absolutely fundamental, but man, often the first thing to go when we get busy, sleeping well.
Sleep, yes.
Yeah.
So crucial, and the sources are clear. It is not a luxury. It's a biological need.
Like breathing or eating.
Absolutely. While you sleep, your brain is incredibly busy doing essential maintenance.
Like what?
Consolidating memories from the day, locking them in, clearing out metabolic waste products that build up when you're awake.
Like taking out the trash?
Kind of. And basically getting itself ready to function at its best the next day.
So if you consistently skimp on sleep,
you're directly undermining your ability to learn, to think clearly, to be creative. Chronic sleep deprivation demonstrably hurts attention span, problem solving, your overall cognitive performance tanks.
Wow, okay. So the recommendation is usually what, 7 to 8 hours?
Generally, yes. Aiming for that 7-8 hour window of quality sleep each night seems to be the sweet spot for most adults. Consistency matters too.
So prioritizing sleep isn't optional if you're serious about, maximizing your brain power.
It's truly foundational. Without enough good sleep, all these other habits we've talked about, they just won't be nearly as effective.
Got it. Foundational. Okay, finally, habit 10. And maybe this is the one that drives all the others.
Let me guess. Curiosity.
Staying curious, exactly. The sources consistently point to curiosity as the engine of intelligence.
That's absolutely right. Curiosity is the spark, isn't it? It fuels that desire to learn, to explore new ideas, to always seek a deeper understanding.
It's keeping that childlike wonder alive.
Constantly asking why? Why are things the way they are? It pushes you outside your comfort zone.
Trying new things.
Yeah. Engaging with new subjects, new activities, learn a language, pick up an instrument, dive into a field you know nothing about, anything that stretches you.
It's that whole lifelong learning mindset in action.
Because the moment we get complacent, stop seeking new knowledge, new experiences, we risk stagnating, falling behind.
The most insightful people really do seem to be perpetual learners, never satisfied.
Always exploring.
I really like those closing words you sometimes hear. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay curious.
That captures it perfectly, doesn't it? The whole spirit of continuous intellectual growth.
It really emphasizes that intelligence isn't some fixed thing you're born with.
No, it's an ongoing journey, driven by that inner desire to learn and explore.
So just to quickly run through those 10 again for everyone listening. Read with purpose daily, ask questions, reflect daily, surround yourself with smart, curious people.
Teach what you learn, stay physically active, embrace failure as feedback, limit the mindless scrolling.
Prioritize good sleep, and underpinning it all, stay curious.
10 key areas.
And these aren't, magic bullets or quick fixes.
Definitely not. It's about consistency. Small actions, day after day.
That, over time, build a sharper, more capable, more insightful mind.
It really drives home that idea. Intelligence isn't fixed. You can actively cultivate it, strengthen it.
Like building a muscle.
Exactly. Think of these habits as your daily mental workout routine.
A workout for your brain. I like that. Well, remember, this journey of learning and growth, it's continuous. We hope this deep dive gave you some valuable tools to keep pushing forward on yours.